Hi everybody, and welcome to Josiah is Right. So I am here to talk about my thrift store finds for the month of September. It is the final day of September as I post this, and I have done all my thrift store shopping for the month. Thrift store shop. That's a tongue twister that I didn't know was one. So you might have noticed if you watch these videos regularly, I didn't have anything for the month of August. I found nothing at any thrift stores, which kind of sucks, but hey, that happens when you are on the hunt. I don't know if I just went to less or just didn't find good stuff. I probably went to some, but even this month, there's not much. So this video is really one from one thrift store and one trip, and another one that's actually not a thrift store, but I had to share it because it was a really cool, good deal. So it is to my right, not to my left, but it is Gamora and Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, the Marvel Select series. Now, if you look closely here, you will see the greatest deal ever. Well, maybe not greatest deal ever, but pretty good. $7.99, marked down from the original price on the back here of $25. It was marked down a couple of times. There's one I can see is like $20, and I saw it prior to this at like $12 and $8, and maybe they'll mark it down more. When it was $12, they had like Star-Lord and stuff, but I really wasn't interested in paying at $12, but $8 because I really wanted that Rocket. Gamora's pretty cool too with the weapon she has. I don't have a lot of Select. I have a Colossus and a Juggernaut, but I guess I'm kind of getting into collecting these now because of, you know, if you can find them on a deal. Every Marvel Select figure I had, I got it on either half off or some kind of sale, so I've never paid full price. I have now 3, and all of them have been discounted, but they're cool toys, cool action figures, great accessories for Gamora, lots of guns, of course, and this awesome massive sword. And here you can see opening Gamora up. I cut this down dramatically because, as you guys know, if you collect modern action figures, all those little accessories are a nightmare to open. You can just see the stand there, which is pretty cool, part of the greater set. They all kind of connect together. There's Gamora loose, and eventually getting Rocket out. Awesome little action. So the other big score, not that big, is hang on here. You will see this giant stack of comics. Now, this isn't like, you know, Spider-Man #1 or anything like that, but you can see here on top we have Wolverine and we have a lot of comics. But basically, it's a good stack. We have a lot of, you know, it's all 90s stuff for the most part, but it's all 90s stuff that I want to collect or stuff that I've had and, you know, got rid of, or it could make a good collage. I make comic collages if you don't know that. Sort of as a hobby. So there's some cool stuff in here and then some random stuff in the back like Dynamite Joe. Don't know what that is, but starting with the pile, there's a whole bunch of Green Arrow and a bunch of random Firestorm, New Gods, all these things that I kind of sped up the video, the question, stuff that I don't know what it is, weird brand stuff, and then we get into the New Warriors, really great covers there, some Avengers Spotlight, Avengers West Coast, lots of random Avengers books, and normal Avengers as well thrown in there with some guest appearance from Spider-Man. A really cool X-Men vs. the Avengers, love that book, just I had this before, I think I must have sold it in a lot or something, and then some What If comics. Great fun, but, you know, kind of not really worth anything, but fun books. Marvel Fanfare. Now, this is the first comic I remember with glossy pages. There are also several Fantastic Four comic books here. As you can see, you never know what will happen. The Fantastic Four might fight a dinosaur. Grow the Wanderer, great book. And then here we have the comic book cartoon section. So Mask, Defenders of the Year, some great 80s cartoons. Of course, Ewoks, which I personally love. I'm not sure how it holds up, but I loved it at the time. And then a great, amazing Spider-Man black costume. And some McFarlane's Spider-Mans, Web of Spider-Man. And of course, these are the best in this lot by far, the Daredevil books. Now, these are Daredevil from the Frank Miller era. So it's really just great books, great art. They're actually, sadly, a little bit worse condition than some of the other books. They're just a little bit crinkled up there. You can see in the top of the Daredevil comic there. But they're pretty good. They're not that bad. I mean, again, considering this was all for, you know, less than $15 for all these comics, it was great just to find these. And the gorgeous art. As you can see, the hand there in their red, glorious costumes. Then, of course, the credits, Frank Miller and Klaus Johnson. And we have more Daredevil, more great bright red. Daredevil and his enemy there, the hand, are red, but you can just see the art here I just love. And of course, a couple more Daredevil and some X Factor from 90s X Factor, Excalibur, New Mutants, and of course, the Wolverine comics from the early 90s, great comic. Now this one I'll probably keep, but it would, and a personal favorite the X-Men comic featuring Havoc with great interior artwork by Jim Lee. Just his, hyper detailed style, which kind of, changed comics at that time. That's the fun of these kind of big lots of comics, all for less than $15. I'm not even sure how much, but they're sort of subdivided in the sets of maybe 5 to 10 comics and a couple bucks for each of those. I don't even know exactly how much, but it was definitely less than 20, but I think it was under 15. But really, you probably have $10 worth of comic books, but you can do a lot more with these than, good reading and also good collaging, if that's what they're for, and then just cool to look through. So that's that. So those were my thrift store finds for the month of September. Again, nothing in August, and September was a slow month, so we'll see what August brings us. So have October. We'll see what October brings us. August brought us nothing. September brought us a little bit. So October, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to share with your friends. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys have found out there in the wilds of thrift stores, flea markets, and maybe even the Disney store. That's where I got this. Thank you guys. Bye.